Hi everyone, we are the group 7. I'm Jennifer Datu and today we're going to discuss about managing and monitoring the housekeeping job. In this report, you will understand the value of observing and collecting information on the result of performance and reflecting on what has been observed, analyzing variances and if necessary, change a course of action or adopt some remedial measure to bridge any performance gap.
Managing and monitoring the housekeeping job. Ano nga ba ang housekeeping? Ang housekeeping o pag-aayos ng bahay ay tumutukoy sa pamamahala ng mga tungkulin at gawain na kasangkot sa pagpapatakbo ng isang sambahayan. Tulad ng paglilinis, pagluluto, pagpapanatili ng bahay, pamimili at pagbabayad ng bayarin. From the word to manage and monitor. Paraan na magawa ang mga bagay bilang inaasahan ng maghatid ng mga inaasahang resulta sa pamamagitan ng epektibong paggamit ng material at yamang tao. Hindi lamang nakadepende sa mahusay at dekalidad na housekeeping ang pagkakaroon at wasdong paggamit ng housekeeping equipment at supplies, ngunit nakadepende ito lahat sa mga kasanayan sa pamamahala ng nasa utos. Ito po ay pinanghahawakan ng mga housekeeping manager or supervisor. Ang housekeeping manager supervisor ay mga profesional na namamahala ng mga tauhan, mas kilala o tinatawag itong human resources management sa pamamagitan ng epektibong mga tagubilin sa trabaho. Pagsubaybay at pangangasiwa, pamahalaan at subaybayan ang mga gawain sa trabaho ng mga tauhan ng paglilinis upang tiyakin na sila ay nagbibigay ng malinis, maayos, ligtas at kaakit-akit na kapaligiran para sa mga bisita. Scope of housekeeping management, planning and problem solving. Ito ang paraan para sa pagkilala sa mga pangangailangan at alalahanin sa pagpapatakbo, pagsusuri ng mga sanhi ng mga problema at paggawa ng nararapat na aksyon. Isa rin dito ang pagkilala sa mga kinakailangan mapagkukunan, lakas tao, kagamitan at supply, at paghahanda ng makatwirang budget, pagsimula ng mga kahilingan sa pagbili at stock. At ang huli ay pagkilala at pagsusuri ng mga pagkakaiba-iba tulad ng labis sa pagkonsumo, mga gastos na lampas sa budget, performance na mas mababa sa mga target at iba pa. Sa organizing, ito ang pagkilala sa gawaing dapat gawin, pamamahagi ng mga responsibilidad, paghahanda ng trabaho schedule, pagtatatag ng mga patakaran, pamamaraan at pamantayan sa trabaho at pagtatatag ng isang sistema ng pagsubaybay na may mga tools sa pagsubaybay. Sa directing monitoring, ito ang pagsubaybay sa pagganap ng mga tauhan ng housekeeping, pagkilala at pagdodokumento ng obserbahang mga paglihis mula sa mga pamantayan. Dito sinusuri ang kalidad ng mga silid at pagpapanatili ng pampublikong lugar gamit ang detalyadong checklist ng inspection. Pagsubaybay sa pagkonsumo ng mga supply sa pamamagitan ng regular na inventaryo at sa pagkasira ng kagamitan at pasilidad. Sa leading, training at motivating people. Dito sinisiguro ang mataas na moral sa mga empleyado sa pamamagitan ng paggamit ng motivational techniques tulad ng affirmations, recognitions at iba pa. Dito rin sinasanay at tinuturuan ng mga tauhan sa mga pamamaraan ng housekeeping. Ito rin ay ang pamahala at pagbutas ng mga salungatan sa kanyang unit ng trabaho at pagbibigay ng kinakailangan pagpapayo sa mga empleyado. Sa controlling, ito ang pagpapatupad ng disiplina sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng naangkop na mga parusa. Dito rin sinasagawa ang pagsusuri sa pagganap ng trabaho at pagsasagawa ng pagsusuri sa pag-unlad. Dito ginagawa ang pagkilos sa mga naobserbahang paglihis at pagkakaiba at pagkontrol sa mga pagkalugi sa pamamagitan ng regular na inventaryo at mga ngasiwa.
Budget preparation. The housekeeping budget identifies the expenditures required to maintain quality housekeeping. It sets limits to consumption so that waste is reduced and not totally eliminated. The usual practice to sustain efficient operations is to maintain a par stock of supply in the service station and in the housekeeping stock room, with the housekeeping custodian taking control over storage and issuance. The various heads of expenditure that are normally reflected in a housekeeping operating budget are cleaning and guest supplies, office stationery and postage, tailor shop expenses, small cleaning equipment like brooms and brushes, Salaries and wages includes retirement, benefits, bonus, allowances, incentives, etc. Heat, light and power, air conditioning, heating, electricity consumption, repairs and maintenance, pest control, laundry expense, horticultural expense includes florist expense and landscaping expense, and contract cleaning. Budget requirements. Pre-operating requirements are determined in advance before a commercial lodging establishment opens. Standard room amenities, equipment and materials, cleaning supplies, chemicals, laundry, and etc. Tips on preparing housekeeping budget. Number 1, place all items on a priority basis. Number 2, plan a yearly capital budget. Number 3, maintain a complete physical inventory of all housekeeping by age, condition, purchase price, established cost to repair or replace. Number 4, reinforce the budget presentation by detailed room classification records. And number 5, housekeeping department is responsible furnishings throughout the entire property. Determining long-term requirements. It is common practice among big hotels to make their forecast for an estimated budget for a long-term period ranging from 2 to 10 years. Monitoring consumption against budget. Once a budget finalized, it is important to monitor actual consumption against the budget using monitoring forms. Estimating manpower requirements. There must be enough service personnel to ensure fast and efficient service, but not too much to a point of spending beyond the limits of the budget. Determine the productivity standards. Determine the volume of workload. With the productivity standards and workload established, the manning requirements can be computed by dividing the volume of work by the productivity ratio. Once regular manning is determined, provide the relievers for employees on off duty in case there are only 2 or 3 to be relieved. It is probably not wise to have 1 relieved per position. And last, estimate the labor cost.
Reporting and documents. Housekeeping report is used in conjunction with front office room status information to check and confirm the most current status of all hotel guest room. The foundational objective is verifying actual room status area. A. To ensure guest room. B. Maximize room. The report is completed twice each day, the AM report and the PM report. It consists of status of room and reported from actual infection and is complied and sent to the front office where it is compared to their own room status information. Any discrepancy is investigated and corrected by both departments.
Monitoring the housekeeping job. Good management starts with a proper planning, and the housekeeping manager has established the direction through his goals. Plans and operational procedure. It's better to equip to manage the operation efficiently, but he must consistently and effectively lead, direct the monitor, the implementation to the corporate plans and standards to be able to generate the expected result. First, what is monitoring? So the monitoring means observing and collecting information on the result of the performance and reflecting on what has been observed. Analyzing variance and, if necessary, change a course of actions, adapt some remedial measures to bridge any performance gap. Purpose of monitoring. And first, we have checking or assessing. Checking or assessing the extent by which work units or individuals are able to generate desired results such as meeting sales and production target, complying with prescribed standards, consuming within the limits of the budget, and etc. Number 2, to provide feedback to all concerned departments and individuals regarding their performance so that appropriate remedies can be taken to correct variances. Number 3, perfection and analysis, serving as a basis for identifying and analyzing performance problem. Number 4, guide for decision making, for the management team in adjusting policies and adapting remedial measures in an effort to bridge the performance gap.
Elements of effective monitoring. 1. A detailed description of performance standards written in the form of a checklist. 2. Documentation and reporting of results or findings gathered through direct observations or through the use of monitoring instruments. 3. Simply spot check on-site inspections. 4. Feedback given to erring individuals regarding observations and finding concerning their performance or behavior on this job. What should be strictly monitored? Attainment of performance targets. 2. Consumption compared to budget. 3. Compliance to productivity and quality standards. 4. Irregularities and discrepancies in transactions. 5. Customer satisfaction. 6. Quality of work performance. 7. Consumption of supplies. 8. Employees' behavior in the job. 9. Accidents. 10. Guest satisfaction.
Also, we have form of monitoring productivity and quality of housekeeping. Then we have productivity report for rooms attendants. Also, we need to write her name, assigned rooms or numbers in date. Then, her room status, the time, start and finish, and also her remarks. Also, we have to follow the code for room status. We have occupied dirty or OD, vacant clean or VC, then vacant dirty or VD, vacant 3D or VR, occupied clean or OC, out of order or OOC.
Monitoring and inspection checklist for housekeeping audit. In column 1, dito sa column 1 is standard housekeeping like cleanliness, kitchen, public areas, mirrors, window, orderliness, sanitation, cleaning, laundry services. In the column 2, we have noted deficiencies and deviation. It means yung pagkukulang or not satisfied yung nagmamonitor or hindi tugma sa standard ng nagmamonitor. Like, for example, is mayroon pang gas. So, sinabi ng naka-assign doon is okay na, pero yung nung minonitor is meron pa. So, hindi satisfy yung nagmamonitor doon sa ginawa ng naka-assign doon. So, the column 3 is dates kung kailan nag-monitor yung or nag-audit. Then, the column 4 is person responsible. Kung sino yung naka-assign or kung sino yung nakatoka doon sa area na yun.
Materials control. Pagko-control sa mga bagay o materyales na naka-assign sa atin ay isang responsibilidad ng bawat housekeeper o tagapangalaga ng bahay o isang hotel. Responsibilidad nila is supervise ito at siguraduhin nila sa lahat ng oras na nagagamit ito ng maayos at ng tama alinsunod sa dapat paggamitan. At kinakailangan din na siguraduhin na naiingatan ito at hindi naabuso at napoprotektahan sa pang-aabuso sa mga magnanakaw at mapagsamantala. Bilang isang housekeeping manager, dapat na siguraduhin na nagagamit ito ng wastong pagdami.
Controlling costs of supplies. Number 1. To control costs of consumption must not exceed the budget in housekeeping. Number 2. The manager must see to it that set per stock is maintained and replenished but exceed the required quantity and budget ceiling. Number 3. Consumption shall always be recorded and documented and the total cost shall be compared with the budget. Number 4. The purchase of housekeeping supplies and room amenities has to be strictly regulated. Number 5. Requisition and issuance of stock shall always be regulated. Preventing losses of supplies. Number 1. Keep track of the gaining inventory of lines or other supplies. Number 2, have a custodian or stock clerk to handle the safekeeping and issuance of housekeeping supplies. Number 3, require a requisition form before any item issued to the room attendant. Number 4, issue fresh line according to the number of soiled lines returned. Number 5, upon checkout of the guest, the room attendant must count once the standard setup of lines are complete. Number 6, report immediately if there are other missing items in the room. This item will be blind to the guest unless she return the item. Number 7, room attendants are required to prepare daily consumption reports so that the housekeeping section can monitor the movement of stock as well as the on-hand balance. Number 8, losses and damage to room amenities and supplies are to be reported in appropriate. Losses and damage report from in 2 copies endorsed to front office cashier for billing and housekeeping supervisor for recorded. Number 9, line inventory shall be regular every end of the week and every end of the month.
Housekeeping supplies. So, ang inventory po ay ang tools kung saan pwede natin makontrol yung losses ng mga housekeeping sa mga ginagamit nilang supplies. So, we have 2 form of inventory. Una po is physical inventory which is done weekly with housekeeping custodian. So, yung housekeeping, syempre with a checker, and then yung magka-countersign ng records kung tama ba yung na-out or tama ba yung na-in. Then, pangalawa is yung perpetual inventory. So, actual count po yan compared to the estimated closing inventory and after deducting ng lahat ng issues and consumption, pati na rin yung damages or losses. And we have here, like yung bin cards. So, bin cards is, this is the form that we use to maintain, tapos i-update yung mga stock dun sa mga supplies natin for housekeeping. So, nakalagay po dyan. So, stock room, bin card. So, meron po dyan nakalagay item, location, code, unit cost, tapos minute report. So, ilalagay mo po dyan yung date reference. So, kung ilang yung na-in or kung ilan yung na-receive mo upon delivering, tapos kung ano yung ma-out mo or yung data kung ilan yung consumption mo everyday. So, another is for another information, so yung perpetual inventory po, sinagsasabi po yun ng kung ano yung nasa housekeeping storeroom, while is a physical inventory tells kung ano yung really na nasa stock room. So, inventory variance report. So, ito po yung form natin para sa inventory variance report. So, ito po yung ginagamit sa perpetual inventory system to use to monitor yung stock natin on a daily basis. So, ginagamit po siya in and out. I-track in lang dito, i-records kung ilan yung ginagamit natin everyday. So, talagang lang siya, form siya para i-monitor kung ilan yung na-out nating mga tools or mga chemicals na gamitin natin for housekeeping within the day. So, meron pa rin tayo dito na isang klase ng form. So, this is the control stock requisition and issuance. So, every, like, nasa warehouse kayo ng housekeeping. So, meron tayong form para sa requisition and issuance. So, ito po yung nagpo-control ng housekeeping stock delivered by suppliers to be received by the company stock clerk and stored in the central storeroom. So, meron po siya dyan nakalagay kung saang department, yung name ng item, kung ilang unit, tapos kung ilan yung daily per unit or stock niya, then on hand, kung ilan yung total quantity na nasa warehouse or nasa office ng housekeeping, kung ilan yung in-order na quantity, at kung ilan yung unit cost.
Thank you for watching our short reporting video about managing and monitoring the housekeeping job. I hope you learned and informed about our topics that you can use for your future work preferences. Thank you and God bless.